Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 3, Episode 8, and today we've got a penultimate episode of the season with Halifax, a big doubleheader at home in League 2, as we try to stave off relegation to the National League. The club were promoted last year, they had a poor start and found themselves in the bottom two. We were then called to take over just before the halfway point. We've done a remarkable job to get them out of that scrap, and they're 4 points clear going into the final 9 games, but at home we really have struggled for much of this season, so I'm hoping we'll be able to get a positive result in one of these. If not, we could be back in the bottom two before the end of the day, certainly very near it if not, and relegation this season will almost certainly mean our first sacking of the series, and we'll probably have to start again from non-league then and try and rebuild our reputation again. But firstly, before we go and look at our recent form and get into these 2 games today, a massive thank you to everyone who continues to follow the series. I really do greatly appreciate it. If you've missed any of the series so far, you can click back in the eye above to catch up from the start, and if you are enjoying the series, please do put a thumbs up on it, and if you're new to the channel then subscribe for daily FM20 videos. We've got this series every other day at 4:30, our One Club Stillry with Dorking Wanderers the other days, and hopefully next season in both of those series we'll have the debut of our new webcam purchase recently. A massive thank you to everyone who's watched adverts along the way, it has helped fund that with the ad revenue. We've just about got to enough to get a webcam now, and we're able to debut that sometime in the next month. But on to today's episode, let's go and have a look and see how the recent form's been. You were of course with me as we lost 3-2 against Swindon in that ridiculous relegation 6-pointer last time out, and it is Swindon who have dropped back into the bottom 2 now after a poor run of runs since that episode, probably because they had Yandolo transfer listed. He was the hat-trick hero in that game, but you can see we bounced back against bottom side Carlisle, a wonderful win away from home against them, a 6-0 victory, a red card contributed, but we were already 2-0 up at that stage, and in the second half we had 4 more goals, Solomon getting a hat-trick, the new left winger, Will Swan getting his first for the club, and Francis and Junior scoring 2. It really was a brilliant performance all round, and a wonderful result to take us back away from the bottom 2. Then we followed it up with a solid point at home to Dagenham and Redbridge, Junior getting an equaliser in the second half in that one. Again at home we're struggling to look quite as convincing, not able to create chances when teams are defending well. When we're having to play on the counter away from home, we seem to be a lot better with our quick wingers and attackers, and we proved that yet again as we went away to Salford. Dale Southwell with a composed finish on the hour mark, and that put us really far clear of the relegation zone before back-to-back defeats put us back in trouble. First was at home to Chesterfield, Charlie Wakefield with the goal for the away side, and then away to Newport we lost 2-0, Shepherd and Sheehan with a goal at the end of each half, but we did bounce back to winning ways away from home again, this time against Stevenage last time round. Jack Earing scored the goal with 25 minutes left, a pretty composed finish from the edge of the box. So into 2 home games today. I'm not too optimistic because we have struggled at home recently. In fact, we haven't won a home game since Burton Albion at the start of January, but I'm hoping we'll be able to get at least 1 positive result, or maybe even 2 draws wouldn't be a disaster at this point, particularly with more away games coming afterwards. So a pretty familiar squad today as we get into this first game against Wimbledon. They're up in the top 7, they've had a really strong season, we'd expect them to be heavy favourites, which they are. Mark Duffy the manager with 3 injured players, but they've got the better head-to-head record, they're in excellent form, and at a pretty decent attendance at the Shea, we're going to be hoping we can find something special today. I'm not quite sure we'll be able to do so. Of course, Wimbledon are a team sponsored by Football Managers, so we'd expect them to be pretty strong in game, but we're hoping for a little bit of impartiality, and fingers crossed we'll be able to get a good result. We've got a fairly familiar 11, you can probably name it by now. Jake Turner the goalkeeper on defend. We've got Hanson and Cerula at fullback, with Francis and Lomas at centre half, Nolan and Earing in central midfield, Junior and Solomon on the wings, Will Swan in that number 10 role. We have now permanently changed him to an advanced playmaker on attack, just to give support in behind Southwell. Here's the pressing forward who's doing pretty well, but the goals have somewhat dried up recently. We've got De Mayo back from long-term injury on the bench, the likes of Danny Lloyd just back to fitness alongside him, so we're almost at full strength and we've got the best squad available, so hopefully they'll be able to make a difference today. I am a little bit concerned about the end of the season. I'll show you why in terms of contracts. Most of the players at the club are out of contract at the end defender this year, a very good chunk of them that is, albeit most of them are backups, but Dale Southwell and Michael Duckworth aren't. They're both key players in our 18 at the moment, as are the two transfer listed boys on the bench. Dale Southwell a big one, we've got no other decent strikers, so we need to hope he gets a new deal, or if he goes at £2 a week at the club, we need to get someone in of equal ability. So we'll leave our director of football with that worry for now. We're just going to go and get into this first game today. Can we get a positive result against Wimbledon, a side chasing a top 3 place and promotion? Well, a 4-3-3 for Wimbledon. They've got that holding midfielder in there to protect them against Swan. Not too many names I recognise there. The likes of Nightingale at centre-half's a good player. And is that the experienced Matt Smith up front? It is. He's absolutely brilliant in the air. We're going to do very well to stop him. And they've got Yandander on the left wing, the former man from Swansea as well. And Luke Bolton on the right wing as well. He's a City youngster who's on loan at Luton in real life. Not developed too well in this game, but he's still much better than most of the players we've got. So let's go and talk to the lads and encourage them. Kane Rice, the assistant, recommending that. We're underdogs and that tends to suit us, to be honest, though at home we struggle to control possession. Into the first half we go. Let's see if we can get a result, but I'd imagine Wimbledon will be too strong, particularly Matt Smith's aerial prowess. Here's a long ball forward from Nightingale. Hansen manages to intercept, goes back to the centre-half Lomas, probably still the weak link in the team, to be honest. The long ball forward is headed away to Junior, and he's managed to beat the man with a lovely bit of skill. Southwell's in the box, but he's been forced backwards, and it's a terrible pass to concede possession. Matt Smith does well to win it back. Junior concedes a free kick as he competes for a 50-50 ball, and with 30 seconds gone it remains 0-0, and the first highlight of the game ends with no shot at either goal. 10 minutes on the clock, we've got a corner on the right hand side. Liam Nolan's going to put in an outswinger. To the back post, Matt Smith's got there first. It's on the floor, ironically, he's beaten in the air, but he gets there and clears it well to Yandander. He's the man to start the counter-attack. One-on-one with the defender there, blocked and back to Luke Bolton, but he's beaten him to the byline, into Dander again. Thankfully, volleys a gilt-edged chance over the bar. Really should have done better with that, he looked like he should have scored. Luke Bolton playing the role of playmaker, and Yandander missing a clear-cut chance. 15 minutes gone, we're yet to have a shot at all, but it's still 0-0 and that's a good result at the moment. Just 70 more minutes to hang on for it. Half an hour gone though, it's another corner again. Wimbledon just peppering the box with crosses. It's exactly what they wanted as Smith knocks it down. Francis just gets there to head behind. We just cannot compete with this side in the air, and Dander's going to have yet another corner. 7 for the game, not even half an hour in. Into the front post this time where Francis clears, and Erin just hacks it away for a throw-in. We're trying our best to stay in this game. Lots of possession but not done much with it. We're going to try and go a bit more positive as well. I just want to see if we can get further up the pitch and prevent Wimbledon from getting so many set pieces. Having said that, they're yet to have a shot on target, though they have wasted 1 or 2 clear-cut chances. As Cerula tries to switch it, he concedes possession again. And why are we not playing short football? I've got short possession on, short passing, control possession as the tactic, and we keep playing these stupid long balls, and it's costing us positions like this one. Dander's shot's blocked, Nolan clears to Junior, he manages to hack it clear yet again. With 5 to the break we're hanging on, but the lads continue to ignore our tactical instructions. Well, 0-0 at the break. I don't quite know how. No shot on target for either side, but we could clearly see that Wimbledon had the better chances in this match, and how they haven't got the lead I don't quite know. We're going to tell the lads to keep it up because they're battling hard against a far better side, and we'll stick on positive to try and keep possession and see how that works for the first 10 of this half. Again, Lomas ignoring the tactic, trying to go long over the top, concedes possession as you would expect. It's almost inevitable, and I don't know why it's happening. The lads still haven't got used to our instructions. Dander on the left hand side again for Wimbledon. Swan wins it back and goes back to the keeper. A really risky ball and Turner's forced to clear long. Nightingale heads it down under no pressure at all. Hartigan into Hackney in the middle. Keeping the ball, lovely triangles from Wimbledon. But Cerula gets it on the end of the first long ball and he heads it clear towards Liam Nolan. Long ball forward by Francis. Lost out in the air. Why are we playing long? I cannot understand this for the life of me. Can someone please explain how to get this right? I'm trying to play as short football as possible. We've got all the instructions on, but it's just not working. As Wimbledon have yet another shot on goal, this time on target for the first time in the match, but thankfully it's straight at the keeper Turner. Erin with the ball over the top, again Nightingale's there easily. I just can't work it out for the life of me, and we concede in possession so easily. Dander on the left hand side again, back to Hackney on the edge of the box. We can't win the challenge the first time. Dander's shot curls in, it's a brilliant finish. It's been coming all game to be honest, and I'm so frustrated it's because they're ignoring the tactic. Look at the instructions here, short tactics, lower tempo, They're treating the ball like a hot potato, hoofing it 50 yards. Play out from defence, they're not doing that either. I just can't work out what's going on here. Distribute to the defenders. Turner was hoofing it long as well. Every single part of this is being ignored. And in fact, we're going to go even shorter now on an even lower tempo, just to see if they physically can keep possession. We're just over an hour gone. It's a long goal kick for Wimbledon. We've yet to have a highlight to see the evidence of our changes. I'm waiting to see when we win it back. Will we play the shortest football in the world? I'm really hoping we don't hoof it again, as I really won't have an explanation if we do. Long ball forward by Wimbledon down the right. O'Neill's getting in behind the fullback. Cerula's not the best defensively and he can't prevent a shot. Thankfully it's straight into the arms of Turner though. And with 25 minutes to go we'll think about changes as Salmon's putting a set piece into the box. Junior nods down for Southwell. Good effort to get it towards goal. Had to think quick and improvise, but it's straight into the arms of the keeper Day. And we're going to have to think about our changes now, as we haven't even laid a glove on Wimbledon in this match. That one from Southwell was our first shot on target, and it was a pretty tame effort in truth. So let's think about a couple of changes in a moment, but there's none that would really improve our side. So I'll give it 5 more just to see what happens. Wimbledon completely on top as you'd expect. Francis heads away to Liam Nolan here, Earing keeping the ball in the middle. Why is he going long? Every single time they're going for a long ball. He tried to play a 50-yard Hollywood pass. We've got him on as a deep line playmaker. Keeping possession is the role in his game, and he's not doing that at the moment whatsoever. He just continues to try and be the star of the show. Dander with a free kick and a corner on the right hand side, into Riley, who heads just wide of the post. The substitute getting a free header in the area, and that's not a good sign with 15 to go. Junior picks it up on the right hand side, bottled the challenge to Riley there. Riley gets past him easily, then skins both men down the left wing. Absolutely woeful defending, and not much determination there either. Into the back post, Bolton wins the header, despite being only about 5'7". Thankfully heads it straight into the arms of Turner, and we're going to go attacking with 10 minutes to go. As the lads refuse to play short, we're just going to go for the opposite. Let's try and get it up forward pretty quickly, and we'll throw on the target man to do that as well. Hopefully it'll make some sort of difference. We're going to hit early crosses into the box. We're also going to counter at speed as well, and distribute to the target man. No need to play to the defence, as they're just trying to play the ball long anyway. Will Swan's had a poor game, so on comes the target man Smith for him. He's going to go up front as part of a 2. He'll be joined by Dale Southwell, who'll stay in his pressing forward role just to try and put pressure on those back 4. And then we're going to take off one of the wingers here. Not quite sure which one's best actually. I think it's going to be Solomon on this occasion, and we're just going to keep 2 wingers on support. Danny Lloyd can try and get the ball into the box, just whipping deliveries from deep areas, and if he can get one of those on the target man's head, we might have a chance of nicking an equaliser. Jack Earing's the best player in midfield, so I don't really want to take him off, even though he keeps ignoring our instructions. So the tired Jacob Hansen's going to be the man who's replaced, and both of our fullbacks will go on to attacking duties. They're more comfortable in those roles anyway, so I'm hoping they won't have a negative effect. And with 10 to go, we're going to stick all the men forward and hope we can nick an equaliser from somewhere. Well, just half a minute plus stoppage time to go. It doesn't look like it's going to happen now. Matt Smith holding the ball up on the left, concedes possession to Duckworth. He chooses to go all the way back to Turner. And look, now we've gone to direct. They're playing it out from the back again. Absolutely ridiculous. Turner clears it long down the left-hand side. Danny Lloyd's not got close to getting there. He's beaten to the second ball as well as his play through to Bolton on the right. The cross is blocked and it's back to O'Neill again. Into Riley, who loses out in the air. Nolan head clear, but Wimbledon are there first. Every single second ball they've got 2 before us. Matt Smith holds it up for Hartigan. He finds Bolton and now Smith again. Hartigan shooting, it's tipped over. And Turner's conceded a corner. It was straight at him, but he couldn't hold it. And we're going to go very attacking in stoppage time. Just 2.5 minutes of it to go. Thunder's time wasting, which you can understand. And we're going to ask the lads to push forward as well. So I think they'll probably just get frustrated by that. We've only had 1 shot on target all game. We've not deserved to get anything out of it at all. And with 20 seconds to go, Wimbledon are coming forward again. They just look so much more composed than us and so much better at following their instructions. Nolan with a long ball forward down the middle. Southwell's in 1-on-1. Poor judgment and his rushed effort there. He's rushed it. He's been pretty poor and he's gone comfortably wide of the post from 20 yards. Wimbledon win 1-0. It was the last kick of the game. Dale Southwell ever the reliable, but this time he lacked all his composure. A 1-0 defeat. We put up a good fight. We gave it everything to be fair, but if the lads had followed the tactical instructions, I think we would have had a far better chance. We've got 9th place Shrewsbury coming up in midweek. They just won one away to 5th place Walsall, so another tough home game coming in the future, though thankfully for us Swindon lost again. Cheltenham's Ryan Broom helped us out, a man we've obviously signed in our Dorking Wanderers save. Thankfully he's come to the rescue for us in this one too, getting the goal to keep Swindon 4 behind us, though Burton did get a draw at home to Crewe, so they closed the gap to us to just 2 points. Carlisle lost, they're surely maroon now, 11 points behind us with 8 to go, so let's see what the media said about this game. A poor performance add to the disappointment. Sam Smith, our backup striker, hasn't scored in 20 matches, and loads of players are struggling for fitness. So we'll go and set them to get a rest from training, skip through to the Tuesday night game against Shrewsbury, and we'll be back in a moment hoping for a better result, and at least a decent performance if nothing else. Right, we're back for game 2, another big home game against Shrewsbury, 9th place in the league, another big side. Swindon going away to Forest Green, we've got to keep an eye on that one. And let's have a quick look at what else is going on. Burton at home to 3rd place Bristol Rovers. So hopefully the big sides can prevail in those two, and we can cause a surprise in our game. But of course that has plenty of leeway to go wrong, as Tuesday night sees a much lower attendance at the Shea. We're heavy underdogs again due to our inconsistent form, Shrewsbury back to winning ways after a poor run. So let's go and have a look at how people have recovered and see if we've got nearly a full squad to choose from. Just Cerula, who's not reached 90%, so I'm going to go for exactly the same 18 again, but in between games we have had another bit of trouble, and again it relates to this Director of Football challenge. So Will Swan's been brought in on loan, his best role's an advanced playmaker as you can see, but unfortunately they agreed as part of his loan that he was going to be played as an attacking midfielder, and Roberto Di Matteo has been complaining to us about that. He wants him to play in the role that suits Nottingham Forest. We're going to ignore that for the last few games as we've only got 6 or 7 of the season remaining, and fingers crossed he won't recall him during that time and we'll be able to get through to the end of the season at least. So when we go to this second game today, let's see if we can get a result against Shrewsbury. Again, I'm not the most optimistic, particularly based on the way we've played at home. It's a 4-4-2 for the away side, plenty of familiar names in there, but let's just go and get into the first half and see if we can cause a surprise at home. Pierre at centre half for Shrewsbury, the away team, long ball forward which only finds Hansen. Again, we've tried to stick with our normal tactic, hoping the lads can perform it a bit better this time. Is a throw on the right hand side for Hansen though, our first chance to come forward with a quarter of an hour gone, into here in 20 yards out, back to Hansen at the byline again. Can we get that ball into the box? Hansen's cut back and he delivers in the end. Swan gets up but can't win it. Solomon falls for him on the edge of the box, he gets it back out to Nolan, out to Hansen who's got space this time on the right, so slow in possession though. His cross is blocked but it falls for Junior, back to Hansen again, and he delivers a good one this time to Cerula at the back post, flicked on towards Solomon who heads it, but Maxwell's there, is straight at him in truth, and our first shot on target doesn't cause much trouble. Throw on the right for Preston, 20 minutes gone, Holden and Sterling combining again. Holden on the byline loses out to Francis, he clears it as far as Will Swan. He's got Southwell running off him, but it's a really poor through ball. Keown intercepts for now Holden, and now Norburn picks it up in a centre circle and finds a good ball out wide to the fullback. Here's Holden again, really dominated this game, it feels like the only name we've mentioned, and he's picked it up again on the right hand side here, just looking for that through ball to thread through. It's Norburn out to the right hand side to Keown. Good delivery to the back stick, Miller heads it in. Turner gathers comfortably though, it's straight at him again, but the warning signs are certainly there. I'm not sure how long we'll hold out for. 10 to the break, we've got a free kick for Norburn, again a dangerous position. Pierre onto Williams, in it goes, thankfully offside. I'm sure Rashawn Williams is a former United youngster too, but with 10 to the break it remains 0-0, but the first time the ball's been in the back of the net. Not many shots in the game yet again, we have restricted relatively well, but we're conceding possession in key areas, and that's going to cause us problems later on. Keziah Sterling's in 1-on-1 this time, brilliant recovery challenge from Ed Francis, though Sterling delivers again and Edmondson wins the header, though thankfully he manages to put it over the bar. You can see at the top corner there, Luke Bolton scored for Wimbledon, a player who caused trouble against us in the last game, but at half time we are going to be level at the Shea. Thankfully we've managed to hold off Shrewsbury. As I said before, a point's a good result, particularly with both Burton and Swindon losing. A point puts us yet further clear of relegation, and that's all we can ask for at this stage of the season. We're going to tell the lads to keep it up, just hope they can nick a goal from somewhere, and if we can win 1-0 it'll be a famous result, and probably just about secure survival. Here's Will Swan in the centre circle, early in the second half looking to create something, out to Junior on the right wing there, tries to deliver but it's a cutback ball, Erin finds Will Swan, and in towards Junior again, but Borthwick Jackson deals with that comfortably. In the end decides tries to hoof it behind for a corner. Not much composure from him in the end there, but he does manage to get back and prevent a chance. A good through ball that didn't lead to anything. Nolan with a delivery from the right, outswinger which is headed away by Pierre. Think it's going out for yet another corner, and we're starting the half with a good bit of pressure. Can we create something from this second delivery? It's an in-swinger this time from Nolan. From the other side, can he do anything better? In towards the front post, Solomon flicks on, just about beaten to it though. Williams clears long towards Keziah Sterling, and the highlight ends with a score still goalless. Well, it's relentless now. It's every minute or two, both with Jackson into Edmondson, and I'm thinking we're going to have to go to a positive mentality as we need to start getting control of that midfield. Edmondson back to Miller again. We've got two on the edge of the box if he can find them. One of them's Norburn. It's a wonderful strike. What on earth do you do about a shot like that? From 30 yards, he's curled it into the top corner. Jake Turner had absolutely no chance, and there's an air of resignation about conceding at home. We just don't even expect to pick up a point now. Positive mentality, will it change anything? Probably not is the honest answer. At home we just cannot find a winning mentality, and unfortunately we look like losing every game. We restrict teams pretty well, but we always concede eventually, and we don't ever look like scoring a goal. As Sterling's in again, he's got a chance to finish. Thankfully he lacks composure and puts it wide. Jake Turner had basically given him 2/3 of the goal, but thankfully he didn't want to use it. Hanson on the right hand side, an hour gone now. Will Swan's lazy in possession. Speed up, get the ball forward. They're just dallying on it for so long. We're going to push the mentality up, but we're conceding chances for fun here, and I'm going to have to go back to a balanced mentality, as since we push forward we're getting done in behind. So an hour gone, we're going to up the tempo slightly, just try and get the lads to hurry on possession, because where they're going slowly they're getting caught out every time, and with 25 to go we'll make some changes as well. Lomas is furious, so I'm going to bring Duckworth on for him. Hanson will just cover in at centre half for now, and we're also going to take off Junior. He's struggling for fitness on the right wing. Solomon will go out there as a winger on support, and Danny Lloyd will do the same on the left wing. And then up front, Dale Southwell's going to come off. He really doesn't make much of an impact at home, and we're going to go for our target man Sam Smith and hope he can end his 20-game goal drought. 15 to go, Nolan delivers. Danny Lloyd hits the crossbar from the corner. It's bobbling all over the place. Can someone put it in? In the end, it's Danny Lloyd who commits a foul. He's tripped Todd Miller and it was an almighty scramble, but we still don't manage to get a goal, and it still remains 1-0 with 10 to go. Again, we've been caught napping in possession. Miller brings it away and counters at speed. He skinned the whole team and got in one-on-one. Who's that number 16, Jacob Hansen? He just stood there and let the winger run past him. Absolutely woeful defending. And if we do manage to stay up, which I hope we will, there will need to be some changes in the summer, and the good thing with all of those backup players leaving is that hopefully our director of football can replace them. He'll have plenty of wage bill remaining, so he won't have an excuse not to. We really need regeneration in this squad, and the plan at the club of signing under 23s could really give us a new lease of life next year. 2 minutes to go, we're going to go all out attack just to see if we can do anything about it, but with 3 minutes stoppage time there's resignation again. I think it's going to be yet another 1-0 defeat at home. So away from home is our only chance in the run-in. Thankfully 4 of our last 7 games are on the road. We seem to be much better there, so I hope we can pick up a few wins. We're not playing the best football in the world, but if we can get up for survival then who cares. It's Solomon on the right hand side though. Concedes possession. We've been caught napping yet again. Sterling's running behind from the counter. Turner tips it wide. He doesn't even hold it. It's a sea of errors there to cause that corner, and it's going to be delivered an outswinger from Shrewsbury, a chance for them to get a late second. Having said that, for all of the poor performances today, we are only getting beaten by a wonder strike, but having said that, we can't keep playing the lucky story. We're losing 1-0 every week and it counts. It can't be luck every single week. We've got to find a way to get around it, and as Holden picks the ball up on the right hand side, the final whistle will surely go any second. Lloyd clears it long downfield. Who on earth was he aiming for there? The final whistle goes and Shrewsbury win 1-0, and it looks like this scrap is going down to the end of the season. So it could be a crucial final episode this year. The last 2 games of the season we're going to be in it for sure. Although the other 2 teams were both losing late on, I think it's going to be a difficult ending for us. And it's been made even harder by Swindon Town. They nicked a late equaliser against Forest Green, and look who it is yet again, Ellis Yandolo. He scored the goal on the road again. Again, he's still transfer listed despite another goal. He's the single-handedly leading them to survival. So we're just 3 points clear of the relegation zone. Carlisle are gone, we don't need to worry about them, but it's one of us, Burton and Swindon realistically, so we better buck our ideas up on the road. Let's quickly see exactly what the media said, deservedly defeated after a poor display, and again lots of players struggling for fitness, but we just haven't got any quality outside the first 11. So let's quickly have a look at when we'll next be back, and it's going to be those final 2 games of the season. Away to Walsall, who are up in 5th, at home to Northampton, who are in 6th place too. So if things aren't done by that point for us, we're going to have a really tough ending to the season. Both of those could be resting players for the playoffs, or they could still be chasing the top 3. So we have no idea what sort of sides they'll put out. I just imagine they'll be very difficult games. But if you did enjoy this episode and that disappointing double header, please do put a thumbs up on the video. If anything, we've got more drama as the relegation battles going to the wire, but of course our home form is cause for concern, particularly with 3 more games there yet to come. Let me know in the comments what I can do tactically at home. On the road we look a completely different side, and although we look pretty solid defensively, we just don't look like creating a chance to score at all. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content from my 2 long-term stories. This one will be back in 2 days' time with a crucial finish to the League 2 season, and tomorrow we'll be back with Dorking Wanderers, where thankfully we're battling towards the other end of the league. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support of the series as always. I really do greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time for another important episode as we try to secure League 2 survival.